She's 26 years old. She's 167 centimeters tall, 5'6". She weighs 67 kilograms, 147 pounds. And by the end of July 2026, those numbers belong to the single fittest woman on the entire planet. This is the story of Aimee Cringle. Most people know her now as the champion. But the story of 2026 didn't start with a trophy. It started with a nurse from the Isle of Man who had already spent 2 years quietly climbing the CrossFit ladder, a 13th place finish on her Games debut, then a jump into the top 9 the year after. By the time 2025 wrapped up, she'd landed 8th in the world. Respectable. Solid. But not yet the story everyone would be talking about. So she went back to work. Cringle has always described herself as an engine-first athlete. Ask her whether she'd rather face a brutal barbell complex or a high-skill gymnastics workout, and she'll tell you gymnastics, ring muscle-ups especially, sit closer to her comfort zone than heavy lifting ever has. But her real signature has always been the long grind, the chippers, the endurance pieces, the workouts that stretch past 7 or 8 minutes and punish anyone who can't hold a pace. She's said herself that short, sharp tests under 7 minutes have never been where she shines. She needs the distance, the fatigue, the war of attrition. And heading into 2026, that's exactly what she trained for. Before the CrossFit Games season even opened, Cringle was already racking up results on the World Fitness Project Tour, 3rd place at Tour Stop 1, 3rd again at Tour Stop 2, and a runner-up finish at the World Fitness Finals. It capped a 2025 campaign that saw her rank 2nd overall in that series, with 1,910 points to her name. Not a headline in itself, but a signal. She was building momentum long before anyone was watching closely. Her ticket back to the CrossFit Games came through the French Throwdown in Paris, one of 10 in-person qualifying events feeding the sport's biggest stage. It was her 3rd consecutive Games qualification, proof that consistency, not luck, was carrying her forward. Then came San Jose. July 22nd, the SAP Center, nicknamed the Shark Tank, hosting the 20th anniversary of the CrossFit Games, with every division under one roof for the first time in the sport's history. Cringle didn't ease into it. She won 3 of the 7 opening day events, taking the ranch run in a duel with Hayley Adams that came down to the final straight. Adams led almost the entire race, until Cringle found another gear in the closing meters and snatched it away. That single moment set the tone for everything that followed. Day 2 was less about individual wins and more about control. While the leaderboard shuffled beneath her, Cringle held her ground, extending her lead even as rivals like Lucy Campbell and Emma Lawson pushed hard to close the gap. Day 3 delivered the moment that decided the title. One event combined muscle-ups, GHD wall ball shots, and triple unders, 3 skills that punish any weakness in coordination or gymnastics. Cringle finished nearly 2 minutes clear of the entire field. It was her 5th event win of the competition, and it turned a tight race into a coronation. She followed it by taking the 500-meter sprint as well, holding off a hard-charging pack to add a 6th. By the final day, the math had already tilted in her favor. Her lead had grown past 100 points, enough that she could have walked away from the last event scoring 0 and still stood on top. She didn't need to gamble. She just needed to close it out. And she did. 4 days. 20 events. A field that included the reigning World Fitness Project runner-up, the returning stars of 2025, and a wide-open women's division with the sport's most decorated champion sitting this year out. None of it mattered. Aimee Cringle controlled the leaderboard from the first event to the last, a wire-to-wire performance that ranks among the most dominant in the history of the Games. 2 years ago, she was 13th. 1 year ago, she was 8th. This year, there's no number next to her name, just a title. Aimee Cringle. The Fittest Woman on Earth, 2026.